Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith and welcome to my review of the new film Crazy Rich Asians. Now before we get into this film, let's go back a couple of years. I was watching television, flipping through the dial, and I came across a show called Fresh Off the Boat. Without even watching it or giving it a chance, I thought I'm not going to like this film. Didn't like the title of the show. I didn't like the fact that it was probably going to be a show that played into different stereotypes of an ethnicity that would make it easier for already ignorant people to poke fun at them. And it didn't help that the show that came on right before it was called Blackish. But upon recommendation from some people that I respect and actually watching the show, I found very quickly that it was extremely entertaining and not what I thought it would be. Now, one of the actresses in Fresh Off the Boat that really impressed me was Constance Wu. She played the lead actress in that show. She played the mother, the wife. She's very entertaining. I loved her comedic timing. It was a very entertaining show. So I thought to myself, with her performance and with her talent, it's only a matter of time before we see her on the big screen. Well, that moment has arrived as she plays Rachel in this new film, Crazy Rich Asians, which is based on a book which I did not read. Now, in this film, she is completely taken with her boyfriend, Nick. And it's finally time for them to go and meet Nick's family. They live in Singapore. They decide they're going to head over. And very quickly, she realizes that Nick's got a lot of money. She's not overly impressed with that aspect. She's just more nervous about meeting his family. So they go over, and then the interesting parts start. Now, I have to say, of course, a lot is being made about the fact that this is an all-Asian cast. And I think that's wonderful. Several months ago, there was a little film called Black Panther that came out with a predominantly black cast, which absolutely dominated the box office. And I think it's always wonderful for people to be able to go to the theater and see a strong representation of themselves. So I get it. But I gotta say, the all-Asian casting, while I think it's amazing, that aside, regardless, you're seeing a really entertaining film. I wasn't watching this thinking, oh wow, I'm seeing an entertaining Asian film. No. I was watching this thinking, I'm seeing an entertaining film. And I hope we get to the point, and I know we're probably a ways away from it, that we get to the point where we can go and see a film and just enjoy it for what it is and not have to put those monikers on it. That notwithstanding, let's talk about the cast in this film. So Constance Wu, fantastic. Extremely believable, very likable in this movie. Her counterpart, Harry Golding, plays the dashing man who comes from wealth very well. His mother, played by Michelle Yeoh, is absolutely great in this film. Now, I'm a little biased because I'm a huge fan of the Bond movies, and of course, she was in one of the James Bond movies, Tomorrow Never Dies, and I've always enjoyed her. And without giving anything away, and this is kind of a little thing for any of the Young and the Restless fans out there, there is an amazing Victor Newman-esque moment at the beginning of this film, and usually I find myself cheering and excited at the end of the film. 5 minutes in, I was already there. I really enjoyed this film now, but there are a couple of hiccups. One being the fact that there were plot points that were discussed at the beginning of the film, which you would think would have an impact, that didn't come all the way through. Another aspect is the fact that towards the end of the movie, I found that it summed up very quickly and very easily. And lastly, she had no idea that he had money in this world of information technology, so that I had a difficult time with. But those, again, minor hiccups. On the plus side, I really like the spectacle of this film in the sense of the scenery was beautiful, the cinematography was wonderful, and I also really love the fact that some of the strong traditions in that culture were brought through in this film. So there are aspects of this movie, regardless of what your ethnicity is, that I think people can relate to as it stands with dealing with family and dealing with this type of situation, and this type of situation being introducing your significant other to your family. I enjoyed this film. Again, I'm very happy that for the Asian community that there is a film like this that people can go to and say, hey, I see a strong representation of myself on the screen. And again, regardless of your background, you'll go to this film and I think you'll find it very, very entertaining. I give this movie a B, and if you have the chance to see Crazy Rich Asians, I would love to know what you think. As always, you can reach out to me on Twitter at CFL_fan, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier, and WittyWhittier.com. Thank you so much for checking this out. My name is Keith, and I'll see you at the movies.